YouTube, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy Q, man, back at y'all with another video, dog. If y'all are new here, man, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. Appreciate y'all for supporting your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, though, let's jump straight into it, though, dog. As you guys all may know, the Senior Bowl going on. The NFL draft is coming up soon too, so it's free agency, and the Eagles are just looking for new ways to improve the roster, man, improve the team. And what better way to do it than through the draft? You know what I'm saying? I like I prefer to grab stars and stuff, or to pick stars from the draft, only because it's inexpensive. One, two, in my opinion, I think it's the best way to build a team is through the draft. That's just me. Homegrown talent, you get that homegrown talent or whatnot, you know what I mean? Unless, of course, you got like a defensive coordinator like Vic Fangio that can kind of like get players to come along with him, you know what I mean? I feel like the best way to build a team is through the draft, in my opinion. But the Senior Bowl, man, the Eagles have been looking at some guys, bro. Definitely, there's a couple of guys definitely caught my eye that they looked at, you know what I mean? But without, you know, tarrying on too long, let's get right into it, though. First player I want to talk about that the Eagles met with at the Senior Bowl is Tyler Guyton. Guyton, who stands in at 6'7", is a very athletic player who is viewed as a very raw talent. Guyton projects as a right tackle. He's impressed at the Senior Bowl so far. Okay, so you guys all know that we have a superstar right tackle in Lane Johnson. You know what I mean? Lane Johnson is, in my opinion, the best right tackle in the National Football League. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a gold jacket guy. One of the best Eagles in Eagles history. One of the best Eagles players in Eagles history, of course. But he is getting up there in age, man. And you know what I mean? And the one thing I've learned about the Eagles since being an Eagles fan is that the Eagles love building the trenches. They love picking O linemen and D linemen in the first 2 rounds. They love doing it. And it's a smart way to build a team too, because we build the trenches up, and then we get worried about getting skilled guys and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta look at the guys that we've picked up recently, like Landon Dickerson, Tyler Steen, Jordan Mailata, Cam Jurgens, you know what I mean? And not to mention Jason Kelsey may retire this year. So I feel like it's a very good move for the Eagles to kind of beef up the O-line in a sense. It just makes sense, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was this guy is 6'7", man. 6'7" right tackle, bro. And you guys do understand that we do have the best offensive line coach in the National Football League, bro. Jeff Stoutland. Excuse me. I feel like Jeff Stoutland, if he got his hands on a prospect like Tyler Guyton, with that size and that raw talent that he possesses, I feel like Jeff Stoutland could get the best out of him, and we could potentially, you know, once Lane Johnson retires or whatnot, we could hand the reins over to Tyler Guyton. You know what I mean? Next guy I want to talk about is that the Eagles met with in the Pro Bowl was UCLA edge rusher Latua. I'm not even gonna try to say this dude's first name. Latua, 23 years old, and he put up 13 sacks in 2023. Don't know too much about this guy, but 13 sacks is 13 sacks, bro. Like, 13 sacks is not easy to get, man. You know what I mean? And this past season, what I saw a lot of, I'm pretty sure you guys saw it too, where the Eagles, they would have opportunity to sack a quarterback, but then they won't get there. They won't get home. they'll get pressure on the QB, but they won't get home. I seen a lot of this with Josh Sweat. Like Josh Sweat was missing a lot of sacks that should have been sacks, but he couldn't get there in time. And I do feel like with Brandon Graham on the verge of retiring pretty soon, I think he did say he wanted to come back for another year. But like I said, we guys just don't know how long Bruh gonna play. You don't know how long Bruh gonna play for much longer. So I feel like looking into D linemen is also a good thing, especially on the edge. Like you could have somebody back Hassan Reddick up. We don't necessarily know what we're gonna be doing with Nolan Smith. Now that Vic Fangio's here, I don't know how he's gonna use Nolan Smith, but I'm interested to see. You know, if the Eagles do decide, I'm pretty sure they're gonna draft an edge at some point in the draft. But I'm interested to see who they can get, man. And mind you, for all the my Dolphins fans out there, Jalen Phillips. I think Jalen Phillips went to UCLA as well, and he's been kind of a star pass rusher for the Miami Dolphins. So definitely something to look into. You know what I mean? Next guy I wanted to talk about. One of my favorite. This guy is actually one of my favorite college football quarterbacks in a while. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was so happy to hear that the Eagles met with quarterback of the South Carolina quarterback, Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is my guy, man. Eagles have shown interest and met with Spencer Rattler at the Senior Bowl. Spencer Rattler, 23 years old, recorded a career high in passing yards in 2023. Now, Spencer Rattler, the reason why I feel like Spencer Rattler is such an intriguing prospect is because he kind of has the same similar type of story in college that Jalen Hurts kind of had. Like, okay, so Spencer Rattler, starting quarterback for the Oklahoma Sooners or whatever. I think his freshman year he played great. He played good football. You know what I mean? Second season though, not as good, not as productive as he was. You know what I mean? And then he ended up getting benched for Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? And then Spencer had to transfer over to South Carolina, to finish off his career, man. But coming out of high school, though, I think he was a 5-star recruit. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he was a 5-star recruit. Pretty sure you guys remember seeing him on that show on Netflix. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. And not to mention, the Eagles' backup quarterback situation is a little iffy to me. I don't know if they're bringing back Marcus Mariota. I don't know what we have in Tanner McKee. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is definitely one to look out for. I feel like I really want the Eagles to get Spence, but I feel like they would have to probably get him if they can, maybe in the 4th or 5th round. You know what I mean? He's a good quarterback, man. I really feel like if that whole thing with Caleb Williams, he didn't get benched, didn't happen, I feel like he would definitely be a higher quarterback prospect than what he is. Because believe it or not, the reason why I said he has the same story as Jalen Hurts, because if you guys remember, Jalen Hurts also got benched for Tua when Jalen was in Oklahoma, and then Jalen had to transfer to Oklahoma to play with Lincoln Riley so he could get drafted. So this is very interesting, man. Not to mention that Spencer Rattler and Jalen Hurts are very good friends too. So this would be a very good pickup, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. If the Eagles went and got Spencer Rattler, man, I would really be excited about it, because now I know that we have a backup quarterback that we could potentially groom and whatnot. And you know what I mean, if something happens to Jalen, we got backup. You know what I mean? So that's a good prospect that the Eagles, one of my favorite prospects so far that the Eagles have looked into. You know what I mean? Let's move it along. Eagles also met with Georgia safety Javon Bullard at the Senior Bowl. Named Bullard, 21, impressed at the Senior Bowl. He was named top defensive safety on the American team. Now, this is also a very good prospect that I like too, Javon Bullard. If y'all have been paying attention to the way the Eagles have been drafting players lately, we have been picking up a lot of guys from Georgia. Guys like Jalen Carter, Monster, Jordan Davis. Jury's still out on Jordan Davis, you know what I mean? But N'Kobe Dean, you know what I mean? Keely Rango. We've been picking up a lot of Georgia and Alabama guys as of the past couple of seasons. I'm pretty sure the reason for that though is because Howie Roseman kind of whiffed on a couple of small school prospects, so he's kind of been doing more due diligence and he's been kind of picking from like the top echelon of college programs when it comes to football players. So this is a good also a good prospect to look into if you're an Eagles fan. Um, Bullard. I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he played with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and N'Kobe Dean and those guys and Keely Ringo. So he might have he's gonna definitely have a little familiarity with those guys when he come if the Eagles do end up drafting him. You know what I mean? So this is a very good also a guy to look into too. You know what I mean? Hopefully the Eagles can get him. You know what I mean? Maybe in this first, I don't know about the first round, but probably like the second or third round, probably. This is what that seems like. Another guy that I'm excited about too, that the Eagles met with, Xavier Leggett at the Senior Bowl. And this is what I will say about Xavier Leggett. He played with Spencer Rattler in South Carolina, and I must say, bro, this guy right here, problem, problem. He's a problem. Um, because I watched a lot of South Carolina games. Like I said, Spencer Rattler was one of my favorite college football quarterbacks. You know what I mean? When he came out or whatever, I had high hopes for him. You know what I mean? Still do. You know what I mean? But Xavier Leggett, man, shoot, this dude. I feel like if the Eagles did draft Xavier Leggett, he would definitely solve our wide receiver three situation. Right now, you got at wide receiver three, you got Olamide Zaccheaus and you got Quez Watkins. You know what I mean? Don't really see Quez Watkins being on the team next year. So if you're telling me that if you're telling me that the Eagles draft Xavier Leggett, you know what I mean? We would have as the wide receiver three, you would have Smitty, Brown, Zaccheaus, Leggett. You know what I mean? That's a good wide receiver duo right there. And you guys just have to go and watch the tape, man. This dude right here is explosive. He's fast. He can get open. He can make the jump balls. He can get jump balls, all types of stuff, man. This is a very good prospect. He's a very good wide receiver prospect, and definitely somebody that you guys should look out for this upcoming draft, and not just the draft, you know, next season. You know what I mean? I could see this guy being a very good wide receiver in the NFL, man. He has all the physical tools to do it, and I'm very excited about Xavier Leggett, man. Hopefully, dude pans out. Now, that was it for kind of like the Senior Bowl and stuff like that, but I also wanted to touch up on briefly touch up on um, the Eagles just made another coaching hire. Miami Dolphins safeties coach Joe Kasper will be joining Vic Fangio's staff in Philadelphia. Um, like I said, this is one of the benefits of getting a guy like Vic Fangio. Has a lot of respect, not just among players but also among other coaches too as well around the league. And looks to me like Joe Kasper will be joining the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff along with Vic Fangio. He worked with Vic Fangio last season with the Miami Dolphins. Believe it or not, this guy was actually on our coaching staff when Jonathan Gannon was there in 2022. So this is a very interesting hire. I'm not going to say exciting because I don't really know what he's going to bring to the table. But this is a very interesting hire. Looking forward to see how Joe Kasper coaches up these safeties, man. We don't really have much at that position. You know what I mean? Besides Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown tore his ACL. So looking forward to see what Joe Kasper brings to the Eagles coaching staff. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it for you guys today, man. Appreciate y'all for checking out the video, man. You know what I'm saying? Please like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get up with y'all on the next one, man. Fly Eagles fly.